Som-Ying, and on today's show we follow Paul Ditchburn, who interviews college students around our local college on their opinions on domestic animals. Here's what they had to say.
What is your favourite domestic animal and why?
Dog, because they're loyal.
I don't know. I have a cat and a dog, so probably both of them, a cat and a dog.
I like dogs, really. They're fun.
Have to be cats because you don't have to look after them as much as dogs because you have to walk them around.
To be fair, I don't have any domestic animals, I don't have any favourites. I just like all creatures and that's about it, to be quite honest.
Do you or have you ever owned any pets?
I do. I have 7 dogs.
At the moment, I've just got a cat and a dog.
I've got a dog and a fish.
Well, 3 cats and a hell of a lot of fish.
Yeah, I had 2 dogs, 2 fox terrier type dogs. They're just dogs I can't remember specifically.
If you could own any pet, what would it be and why?
A Rottweiler, because they're vicious.
If I didn't have the pets I had now, I'd have a fish probably. I don't really know why, I love fish. There's really...
I don't know. It's probably a dog. It's quite fun.
Probably a dog because they're man's best friend, so it could be useful.
To be fair, the last 2 I had, they weren't a problem, but I think experience has taught me too much hassle, so I don't think I'd ever go back into that arena again, to be quite honest. The walking, the making sure they're safe and all that kind of stuff, so it would never happen again as far as I'm concerned.
Do you find it difficult looking after pets?
No, it's quite easy.
No, not really.
Not really, no.
It's hard when it's like little animals, they're hard to look after because they're smaller, so you always forget they're there. Bigger animals, they're always under your feet, so you always know they're there. So I'm rubbish with fish.
I don't find it difficult, it's just the time scales to put in. If you're working, you know what I mean, you've got to do what you need to do, but if you're not working, it's not a problem because obviously you've got time to do what you need to do in terms of walking them and all that kind of stuff.
What's your opinion on people that treat their pets poorly?
Disgrace. It's just disgrace. Not meant to happen.
I think they shouldn't be allowed to own pets because it's really harsh.
It's not very good. Yeah, it's not very nice.
Not allowed to have animals ever again.
Absolutely ridiculous. I can't understand why anybody would want to treat an animal the way that I have seen programs on the TV depicting what they've done to them, being emaciated, all that kind of stuff. It just makes me wonder what kind of mentality people have when they take on board animals or where they just mistreat them just for the fun of it. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous to think, to be quite frank, they need shooting. End of story, because it's bad enough doing it to an animal, but yet that kind of do it to human beings as well in terms of whatever politics you want to put into that equation. But in terms of animals, because you're being specific, I just think it's absolutely stupid to mistreat any animal that God has put on the earth for us to, as it were, socially enjoy.
It's interesting to find out what other people's opinions on animals are. And now we have an insight on the daily life of Michael the dog.
Today we're looking at Michael the dog, a beautiful, fine specimen of a dog, Labrador, brown. 7 a.m. and Mango is being woken up. She's a bright dog, so first thing she does, she goes outside. She's a smart dog as well. In the place that Mango lives, there is an orchard that she often goes in and tries to get apples out. Here she goes now. Let's watch. As you see, she uses her flexibility to aid her in getting under the fence. And instead of making it obvious, she plucks the apple off the trees very majestically and then devours it like any good Labrador does. It's 8 o'clock. Her owner is leaving for work. she has much sorrow. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She's getting a big pain. What she do? Tries to go and no, she can stop. 5 o'clock. Her owner is back from his work. And he comes home to find what a mess. From the dog, the naughty dog, the naughty brown.
You bad dog. What have you done? What have you done?
It's 6 o'clock, it's dinner time. Very simple. 1 scoop of dry food with water. So it's wet food. Very majestic, simple, beautiful. As you do. She eats it like a boss. Because dogs do. Labradors are some of the dogs that has the biggest appetite. 9 o'clock. Just having a nice relax on the sofa before bed, you know, with the owner. Just having a little cuddle. Yes, you do.
You should go to
You do
bed.
want a little cuddle. She's a very lazy dog, as you can see.
Alright, go on, beat it, all you. You're not
It's 11 o'clock, time for bed. Her owner has just got into getting ready for bed, putting the dog to bed. Be ashamed to see this day pass. I've had good times. That is all. Pull out.
Wasn't she adorable? Now we go with Eleanor Jarvis, who interviews Edwin Harley, who is experienced in animal care.
Today on Pets Planet, I'm joined with Mr. Harley, who took an advanced course in animal care. Thank you for being here, by the way.
It's a pleasure.
I'm going to be asking him some questions about his knowledge on animals. So firstly, why did you decide to do an advanced course in animal care?
I did an advanced course in animal care because of an interest in reptiles, lizards, snakes. My favourite animal is a lizard, Komodo dragon, and I've worked with lizards for a while in the course.
Sounds good. How long had you been doing the course for, and what did you achieve in it?
I worked on the course for about a year, and I achieved passing it, and I did fairly well. I got a lot of work done. It was mostly practical work, and actually it was mostly work on the computer with Word and researching all sorts of different kinds of animals and what to feed and sort of habitats, stuff like that.
Sounds interesting. What did you find the most enjoyable about working with animals?
Definitely the practical work with the more exotic animals like the lizards. My favourite animal probably there was probably the boa constrictor, which took 2 teachers and 2 students to pick up because it was humongous and terrifying. Yeah.
But no one got 8.
No, it's fine.
What did you find the most difficult about working with animals?
Probably working with the birds, simply because I don't really like the birds, and they're a bit. They're just a bit unpredictable. It's getting pecked by one. I had to pick up a chicken once, and I've never picked up a chicken before. We weren't told how to do it. He just told me to pick up a chicken and to check if there were any eggs. And if there were any eggs, I was going to get pecked, and that would have hurt. Luckily I didn't, because there were no eggs. So good.
That's good. Do you have any advice for anyone that either wants to work with domestic animals or owns a domestic animal?
I'd say give them constant supervision. It depends really what kind of animal. If it's a guinea pig, make sure that you're giving them a suitable environment, a suitable habitat, give them the right food. Don't give it, even the stuff that you're bedding could possibly injure it if they digest it. And for dogs, walk them constantly, otherwise they're going to just run amok and tear everything apart.
Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And that's all we have time for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.